3, 4, 5, 6, 7, straighten your line.
If you had to name a sport with one of the longest seasons in high school athletics, you might not guess competitive dance. But it's true. In fact, before the first day of school for 2016-17, these students will have nearly 5 weeks of 4-hour-a-day practices completed. And that's just the beginning. It's a huge commitment. And as you're about to see, it's not the only priority for many of these girls. In this, our inaugural episode of Senior Spotlight, we traveled to Roosevelt High School to meet Abby and Zoe, 2 seniors from different backgrounds and with different future plans, whose paths have crossed as co-captains of the competitive dance team.
What's the drag? 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. Up, 2, 3, up, 4.
If practice makes perfect,
3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8.
then perhaps perfection is truly unobtainable, because these girls sure do a lot of practicing.
Once you get on, you're in, like you're on the dance team and you're in full force and you know what teams you're on. And we practice all summer. We practice about 2 or 3 times a week. We go to UDA camp in Minneapolis and we work with people that have won So You Think You Can Dance, and we just do all these different things to build our skills. And then in the end of June, beginning of July, we start to learn our dances, and then we just work on them. And now, once August 1st starts, is the beginning officially of our season.
We start August 1st and we end the end of October, and it's not days-wise a whole lot longer than everyone else's, but it feels that way because of the late school start. So we have the entire month of August where we're practicing 4 hours a day. The girls are in here. A lot of our girls are on the cheer team as well, so they might be here 4 hours for dance, go have an hour lunch break, and then come back for 4 hours for cheer. So they're incredibly busy. And while we love that time because it really helps us kind of build on our basics and get all the choreography down, it also makes for a really, really long season because we have weeks and weeks and weeks of just straight practice. So by the time we get to school, we've had 2 competitions, we'll have performed at a football game, we'll have been meeting together for 4 weeks straight, and so that's just kind of a different pace for us.
It can be challenging to keep focus and intensity for so long.
A lot of it is just staying close with the girls. Sometimes it is easy to lose positivity and energy because it's long practices a day. We've been at it since the beginning of the summer. We had technique and everything. So a lot of it is just like having to feel our energy off of each other and everything, and just keeping everybody upbeat. Like a lot of times we'll just be cracking jokes during like practice and everything just to try to keep our energy up and everything. And we're always you won't really see any of us sitting down during practice because then it just keeps our energy up to keep moving.
And this year there's an added challenge.
Last year we had 15 seniors and they were amazing. Some of my best friends graduated last year, and I'm so happy they're going to USF and Augie and staying in town, but they really showed me that being a senior on the dance team is so much more than being the best dancer or having the most experience. It's we have so many new freshmen this year because we had so many spots to fill.
So these seniors have their work cut out for them.
Truthfully, we haven't had a situation this pronounced in the years that I've been here. We've always had large groups of upperclassmen, but last year's group was kind of a special group that we took a really huge group their freshman year, and then we really watched them grow throughout the 4 years, and it was so cool to see. So we were kind of expecting this to happen. Last year we were able to have a JV team, which we have 2 more seniors that came from our JV team as well. So the group of the 4 of them, and especially our senior captains of Abby and Zoe, we just really, really ask that they handle the millions of questions that we as 2 coaches just can't field on our own. Brianna and I were joking that we don't remember to say all the things that we said when they were freshmen because they know it now and they've known it for 4 years. So all the competition rules, and there's these things that you can't drop a bobby pin on the floor, your nails can't be too long, you can't have nail polish, all the makeup has to match, and all that stuff to answer 24 times in a row is chaos. So we like to say, figure it out, go to your seniors, and they really field so many of those questions.
It's a job they're clearly getting done.
They just help to kind of calm fears, a safe place for them to ask questions. A lot of them don't want to come directly to the coach and ask a question like, is my hair done right? Is my bun perfect or whatever? So we just kind of give them places to go to. And the seniors are really directed in fielding some of those things before it comes to us. Today is a really good example. We had them sit down and we were going to go around and say goals. What do you want to have from this performance? What do you want this to do for you before you go into Saturday? And they looked up at me and said, we've already done this. The seniors already led us in this. We've said them all out loud. We've gone around the circle. So they are pretty good at anticipating what sort of thing we want for them and what would be good to do before a performance, what would be a logical thing to walk these freshmen through, and they've been kind of one step ahead all the time.
I just love them, and I think it's so important to just like show them that that's what like high school is like you meet these new people and you meet different people and you love them. You just love them, like no matter who they are or what they do or where they come from. It's like because you all come together and you like share this one thing together, and it's just I love it. I love all my freshmen and like being their senior. I just love it so much.
But then there's the nitty-gritty of what needs to get done.
It's a relatively new sport. It's about 8-9 years old. There's 4 different squads that the girls can make. So there's a hip hop team, a jazz team, a kick team, and a pom squad. So we have those 4 different squads. They all compete for an overall state champion. So we take 3 different squads to state. That overall average has to average higher than the rest of the state in order to place. So we really have to have a solid foundation of all sorts of skills as opposed to just having one good routine. We need 3 to be able to get to that highest level when those averages average out. So the dance team, we pull from all sorts of different styles, and that those 4 squads kind of help us pull in different kids that maybe have technical background or don't have technical background.
Our hip hop routine is really cool because we've always kind of come out at the very beginning of hip hop where we pull out all of our strict tricks and everything. Roosevelt's known for hip hop. That's one of our top routines. And this year it's just more of like a chill beginning, and then it just hits really hard in the middle and at the end. And then jazz, they have a gorgeous routine this year, and it's just a very emotional song. So you see a lot of the emotion and all the beauty that's in the jazz routine. Kick is very funky and it's very sassy. The attitude comes out in it and everything. We'll be dancing to a Celine Dion song, so that's really cool. And then pom is very fun, and it's a lot of the old funky like 90s hip hop songs and everything. So we're able to be really cutesy during it, and it's a really fast but fun routine.
And that means lots of this, this,
You have to be the ones to be perfect.
and this.
4, 5, 6, 7.
To do this for 4 hours every day, you might think that a long history of dance experience might be the norm. And in Abby's case, you'd be correct.
When I was 3 years old, my mom took me to my first ballet class, and I've been dancing ever since. I take tap, ballet, jazz, lyrical. I've been on many competition teams. I've competed all across the nation. I've competed at Worlds, which is a worldwide competition for dancers that come and compete for gold, silver, and bronze medals. And I love dancing. It's part of who I am, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Abby is kind of the dance team dream. She came in with tons of background knowledge. She had performed, she had competed, and she was just kind of like all open to everything. I mean, she was ready to learn, she was ready to perform, and she was just fabulous to have. She's one of the few dancers that I've ever had that have been on all 4 squads, all 4 years. I think that's only happened once that I can remember, so she, as a freshman even, was a standout to be on all 4 of those squads.
But Zoe's story is different.
So I actually didn't dance before I came to Roosevelt and everything, and I started out my freshman year on the Teddy's dance team, which is just you perform at basketball games. And then my sophomore year, I tried out for the competitive dance team and I made it, and I've been on it for sophomore, junior, and now my senior year. I liked it a lot. Like, it's a really close-knit like group of girls and everything, and you just learn a lot of great lessons from being on the dance team. But when it comes to like working hard and being with the team, and it's just a great way to meet people, and yeah, it's fun. It's a fun thing to do too.
Zoe is kind of, she's one of the proudest parts of the dance team for me, because I think she proves that you can come from anywhere if you have that drive and that determination. And she had so many skills coming in. Her jumps are higher than anyone else's on the team. She's got personality and spunk that make her performance just super engaging. But she was also willing, like, she was just teach me. What can I do to get this better? What can I do to get that better? And it was so fun to watch her kind of come from, like, she looks like a little gymnast. She's done cheer, she's done kind of everything, and she's dabbled in dance before, but then to watch her become a varsity level dancer and do it so fast was really, really cool to see. And she's done the same thing where now I think she always considered herself, you know, a cheerleader that dances on the side. And our biggest conversation with her this whole year has been, you're a dancer. Sorry, believe it or not, this is you. You're on the floor. You're a captain.
Together, they are integral leaders on this team, and one can't say enough about the other.
I completely adore Zoe. She is one of my favorite people on the entire planet, and she is always happy. She is that like ray of sunshine that even when you're having the worst day of school and you come to practice and you really don't want to come to a 3-hour dance practice after 8 hard hours of homework and school, she just makes you smile. And I think that like everyone needs someone like that in their life, and Zoe is that for our dance team and for everyone here, and I am just so thankful for her and her personality and who she is.
She's a really genuine, awesome person. Like, she is just so full of love and life, and she's just really awesome. And like, she's great. She's fun to be around, outgoing.
Neither can their coach.
What was really cool to watch her grow throughout the years is the leadership side of it, and she has just developed into a person that girls want to come to. They want her advice, they seek her advice, and as a freshman, you know, she came in with this skill, but maybe the leadership wasn't quite there, and she really had to follow suit with what the upperclassmen were doing, and I sense that she's just kind of pulled different pieces from all these people that she's watched and really become her own kind of leader, and she's done such a beautiful job of doing that. She also is really passionate about getting people connected and making sure they don't feel left out, making sure they all have a place on the team, and I think she is very good at seeing all of that on the floor. So it's pretty amazing for her in practice to be going as hard as she's going, to be dancing as big as she is, but also notice the person in the back that's not getting it, and then seek her out, walk it through with her, teach it to her, and get her feeling comfortable. And that's just something that's really difficult to teach, but she's progressed through in the last 4 years. It's been amazing to watch. She's leading incredibly well. She's, you know, counting for the freshmen. She's yelling out reminders. She's getting things going all the time. So she's kind of a cool success story, and she represents this huge group of people that we have at this school that don't have to come with that. That's really something that we try to steer away from at Roosevelt, that we don't want you to think that you have to have been in 10,000 classes, you have to have danced all these different places in order to come here. If you're willing to learn and you're open to trying things, you know, Zoe's one of those girls, we'd pick out a new skill and it's something crazy, you know, we're spinning on our heads or doing head flips and we're like, can anyone do this? And she jumps on the mat and tries it without hesitation and lands it like perfectly, and we're like, yep, there you go, that's what we were talking about. So she's fun, and I think just her attitude is what sets her apart and makes her able to try anything new, any new challenge she's gonna totally encounter with so much grace and so much perseverance that she's gonna be successful.
It's a sport that by its nature teaches participants as much about life and themselves as about having the right steps.
For me, coming in as a freshman, I didn't really have a lot of friends coming into high school, and dance gave me just a bucket load of people that I already knew, and most of them were upperclassmen, so that was awesome. Like, to be able to be friends with people that were juniors and seniors as a freshman, that's a really big deal when you come in and you don't really know anyone. You build friendships that I still have today, the people that I met freshman year that graduated 3 years ago. They do a really good job, Melissa and Brianna, of teaching us that dancing is super important, and like having technique and learning dances is really fun, but there's like so much more to life than like dancing too. So like last week we talked about how the point of being on the dance team is to be really good dancers, but it is also to make us better people in general, and to be able to like walk through school and like make friends and be with people that we wouldn't normally be with or be around. It's opened up to a whole bunch of different people that share one like common interest, because there's people on the dance team that if I didn't have dance with them, odds are I wouldn't know them in high school. Like, I just wouldn't have met them because maybe they were in a different club than me, or I just wouldn't have crossed paths. And like, I'm so grateful that I have met the people that I've met. Melissa did a really good job of like pushing us to like be the best that we could be, and like be like this, like not be like the seniors, but be the best version of ourselves on and off the dance floor and on in and out of dance practice. That's like super important to her, is for us to be good dancers, but even better people. And Brianna is just, I love her so much. She's such a sweetheart, and she just loves on us, and she just like, she's so positive, and she wants the best for us. And it's so awesome to be able to come to a place where there's two adults that really just want you to do well, and they want to push you to do the best you can do. And I love being in that environment.
I've actually had to come into a leadership role. Like, in the past, I've kind of just been more laid back and you kind of just let the seniors handle and everything. And so then this year, like me and Abby have had to come and like take on, like we're trying to plan makeup, hair and everything, and just keep trying to encourage all the underclassmen, and you're just having to be more of a leader and take on the role of leading the dance team. Yeah, it's been actually really great. I know like at first like everybody was really nervous because you're just coming onto a dance team and you don't know what it's going to be like, but they're all really great girls and everything, and everybody's very with it, and they just all love to dance as much as we do, and they give it their all, which is really great.
Unsurprisingly, seniors with this many connections and this much insight are also in high demand elsewhere.
Okay, so I'm in student council. I tried out for that freshman year, so I've been on it for 3 years now. I am in Young Life, which is a Christian organization that just gives kids a place to come and hang out and like be around people that care about them, and we share like the love of God with them. And I'm in FCA, which is for Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and we just meet on Mondays or Wednesdays, and we just hear people's testimonies about like how God's working in their lives and through their sports. And I am involved in Cancer Awareness Club, and we just spread the awareness of cancer, and like we help families, we raise money and help them when they're in need. I'm a sideline football cheerleader.
I'm on the competitive dance team, the competitive cheer team, and then I sideline cheer for football.
Link crew is another role they fill in an already incredibly busy time of year. Paying forward what upperclassmen did for them as freshmen, they are helping introduce the class of 2020, the largest ever Roosevelt freshman class, to high school. Hard to believe, but they seem to be dancing everywhere they go. Football games are yet another obligation. At events like this, both Abby and Zoe are pulling double duty. With all this on their plates, it's natural to wonder where actual school fits in.
A lot of it is just trying to managing the schedule and like knowing how to spend my time wisely. Like when I have time in class to do my homework, then I do my homework. A lot of it is like I get home at 8 o'clock at night, and then I'm staying up till 11 at night trying to get it all done, and then I wake up and I do it all again the next day. So it's just a lot of it's just trying to learn to use my time wisely. When I'm not dancing at practice, I'm usually doing homework.
It's actually super awesome. I genuinely believe, I'm not, like, I might be a little biased, but like the teachers at Roosevelt are just wonderful. And they, like, the first thing our principal says when we come in as freshmen is to get involved. And that's exactly what I tried to do. I tried to get in everything that I could. I just wanted to meet so many people and like do many things. And that's like probably the best thing I've done in high school. And the teachers here support that. They want you to be involved, and being a student is first, and it's more like your grades and like how you're learning and how you're doing in school is so important, but like so are the friendships and like the relationships you make in all the clubs and the activities you're in, and the teachers are super understanding of that, and they understand that you might have 3 hours of homework, but you might also have an 8-hour dance and cheer practice after school that you need to go to, and they work with you on that, and they want you to do well, and they want you to be involved. So I think that's a good thing.
I think if I were to pick people that represented who the dance team is and who I would like a student to represent Roosevelt as, these two would like pop into my head right away. They're both just good-hearted people. They care about things. They want to go serve at the banquet with us. They want to go, create these bonding experiences for the rest of the team. They want to lead, but then they do the freshman orientation. They lead Link Crew. Zoe's in cheer. She's a captain on the cheer team as well, and Abby does a million things within the building, and they do it with a smile on 100% of the time. They never seem burned out. They never seem like it's a hassle or an inconvenience to be a part and helping other people succeed. And so they just totally represent what we want the dance team to be like. A lot of times doing a huge commitment like the dance team or a huge commitment like the cheer team or any sport for that matter, it can prohibit you almost from branching out into different things because you get this niche of friends and you get this like core group of people. But there's something about these spirit squads that really push that same mantra that we're like, we're not it. You got to go do this. You got to show up at the games. You got to be a fan. You got to be, all these different things. And they do a really, really good job at that. And I don't know if it's just the difference between the pep squads and the other varsity teams or how that works, but it seems like these girls really have the idea that this is just the foundation of how they're going to get involved, and it's not the be-all, end-all. even maybe it's something to do with them doing competitive season and performance season and them just having something all the time in the building. I think that helps too, but they fit that bill exactly. They're not only involved, but they're showing up for other people that are involved too, which is pretty cool.
All in all, it's a lot of work for shared rewards, like last year's state competition.
My favorite dance memory would probably be last year, actually, when we wanted more than anything to like push past their goal of state, that what we had always gotten, to like just reach up like that next level placement. And we kind of struggled all season. We kind of were getting third and fourth. We were just like, what can we do? Like, what are we doing wrong? And at state, it just like, it clicked. There was just this moment where we were on stage and like our turns were perfectly together. All our head flips and hip hop were together. And we all were just like, it was amazing. And like we honestly left that floor with everything. Like I don't have any regrets about like state last year. And we ended up getting second, which was such a big accomplishment. It was probably the best moment that I've ever had like in my dance career.
My favorite memory was last year. We danced and we came out second at state, which was a really cool experience because that's never happened for the dance team. And so it was just really cool, and it was like all the seniors were so happy on the dance team, and we were all just kind of came together and we were jumping around and laughing, and it was a really fun experience because we weren't expecting to place that high at state.
This event, the first of its kind for Roosevelt, is a sort of pre-season showcase for parents, friends, and alumni. It's moments like this that make all the work worthwhile.
For me, it's that building, that thing where people, they maybe will come in with like zero dance experience. They don't know how to turn, they don't know how to like do a style. And at the end of the season, you all have pushed each other so much that you can't even imagine like not doing it anymore. Like, and you get to state or you get to a competition and you have completely just like given it all you have. And that's such a good feeling to be able to like look at your teammate next to you and be like, I did that for you, and like you did that for me, and like it's such, you connect, you come together, and you create this art, like you create this thing, and you share it with people, and like I think that's such a great thing about dance is like that like keeps me wanting to come back is we share this thing and we work so hard for it together, and we get to give it to people and show them why we love what we do.
Because I love performing and love competing and everything. Like, it can get hard sometimes when you're just at long practices and everything, but a lot of it is just you're with people that you love and you're just doing something that you really like and everything, and it's fun. It's a fun time to be able to perform and compete, being able to learn the routine and everything and be able to show people. I like performing and everything and being on center stage and everything, and it's a great time.
Everyone there is like working just as hard to reach the same goal, and that everyone wants the same thing, and that we all like love each other so much that we're gonna get there when we get there, you know, and it's gonna be so great when we do.
Like every senior before them, next fall, Abby and Zoe will be off to new adventures.
I'm looking at schools in Minnesota, and here in South Dakota, I'm planning on being pre-med and everything. I want to go on and become a family practice doc.
I'm still kind of undecided about where I want to go to college, but I know that I want to major in women's ministry or theology and minor in music worship. And I want to keep learning about how God is like working in our lives, and I want to talk with people. I love talking to people about like how their lives are going and like how we can just like do this together and that we're not alone.
But not before they've left a lasting legacy at Roosevelt High School.
They've just made such a huge mark on my life. I think those two showcase two totally different styles, but the personality and the drive and the commitment is so mutual between them, and it's so much the same that I feel like every time we have those people, they change me as a coach, they change the vibe of the team, they change how this looks and how this feels. And just like tonight, seeing alumni in the stands and knowing that they impacted the girls, whether these people were ever on the court with them or not, they shared this thing where, you know, now as a team, we do these things. We have this cheer, we have this chant, same thing we did 8 years ago, right? Like they have these little traditions that they carry on. And I think Abby and Zoe carry on this energy that's gonna be really positive. I don't have to be the cheerleader because they are their own cheerleaders. They believe in themselves, they believe in everybody else. And the juniors, the sophomores, the freshmen are learning from these two that that's just what you do. You just participate that way. You come with that sort of energy, you come with that spunk, and you never let yourself out of it. You're always on the line, you're on the line for your team. And it's really something that as coaches, we can preach it all day long, but until you have a group of girls that buy in and say, yep, this is how we do things here, it just doesn't click. And so with those two, it clicks so easily and so quickly that I just know the next groups I'm gonna see little glimmers of those two in those. I'm gonna see moments where I can tell they pulled from them, they saw that little snippet and it changed who they were as a teammate and as a dancer. And hopefully, I mean, this is just a foundation for what they go on to next, and hopefully them being accountable to the team and great leaders. Those are going to help them whether they dance in the future or not.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Roosevelt Kick Team.
The night after their showcase, the Roosevelt dance team volunteered at the banquet's west side location, serving supper to 190 people. The morning after this football game performance, the Roosevelt dance team traveled to Aberdeen, where they placed second in their first competition of the year. There are many more to come. Find the full calendar of Roosevelt's dance competitions by going to the Sioux Falls School District's website, click High Schools in Roosevelt, and then Event Calendar.